conversation about bridges and how to show something for your write-up. I know I had said, do something like a force diagram, not like a free body. If you were doing a free body diagram, of course, all you would show is, there's the bridge, there's the force down on it, there's the force up on it, with no lateral forces. And I do want a little bit more than that. This, I've changed the assignment this year because, I used to ask them to measure angle of deformation, and that just proved to be completely impossible. So, I tried to come up with something that I felt better got across what you had learned with the bridges. So when I say this is a work in progress and an experiment, let's take it as that. I think you kind of have to show your bridge, or at least some of the sort of general outline of your bridge. You probably want to show something that represents the test block, and you want to show the force down on the bridge. What I'm trying to think is what makes more sense, showing the force on the bridge. Gosh, I'm like I said, I changed this year. If you show the bridge itself, how many of you were able to pinpoint where your bridge failed? Like, oh yeah, this is what broke. I mean, you all have video. So maybe you show something as simple as this, and you, I don't know, circle what broke. What broke first? Does that seem, yeah?
Ours gets pulled that much weight, so it's only the people who held 5
5 and up. Yeah, because I think I said, show 2 diagrams, 5 and 10. So if you didn't even hold 5 kilograms, I guess you're off the hook. Yes, sir.
So you want us to draw a picture of that on paper, just take a picture of it and insert it?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do it that way. And if you've got a really nice drawing and you want me to scan it using the copier and email it to you, I can do that. If you've got any images that are on 8.5 by 11 that you want, you'll get a JPEG of it in your email. You'll get an email from Beaver Copier. So if anybody wants that, I can run down and do that right now.
Would you rather that be digital?
You can turn it in on paper. You can turn it in digitally. The hardest is the mixing of them, because then I'm tracking down who did what. If you do, and I'm not saying you can't mix them, but if you do, please just leave me a note in the submission form on Classroom that says, I turned in this part electronically and this part on paper, because that saves me from losing what shred of sanity I have left. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wanted any of these, because I took pictures of all of them.
Okay. Are you going to turn it in all electronically?
Yeah.
Okay. If you've got good pictures, it's probably actually easier. Taking pictures gets you pretty low quality. If I scan it and give you a JPEG, you actually get much better resolution, which makes it much clearer. So I'll be more than happy to do that in a second. Yes, ma'am.
What about Tarken's bridge that went to the Physics Olympics?
And
And mine, I don't know if Terrence.
Trent's going to share video with each of you, right?
But what do you want to?
I don't have Terrence.
Put like mine barely held the 50.
Well, you're going to put that it held 25 pounds.
For like 2 seconds.
Well, it supported it for a moment, and you're gonna put the same thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, you don't have the gradual ramp up that everybody else got because it's so much more extreme there. Other questions on this? No, this is totally separate from the lab journal. This is a project, so it's kind of outside the lab journal. You are going to be, pardon? Yeah, all through Classroom. You are going to be getting a lab packet. It'll be on electronically tonight because I still can't, anyway, it's a long story, but I can't access the PDFs and I forgot about that. So I will put that on at the end of the day. You can look it over. You can do your procedure into your lab journal. And tomorrow when you come in, we'll be doing the Chapter 5 preliminary lab on work. Chapter 5, it's work, literally. Yeah, we're starting into joules. Okay, so this, yeah, the bridge does not go into the lab journal because it's a project, not a lab. Anybody who wants me to scan stuff, I will scan stuff for you. Other questions?
This lab we're doing now, is it
Yes.
going in our lab notebook
Yes.
also?
Yes, that will go in the lab notebook.
Is it available to us?
It should be.
Last time I saw it was only.
Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, tonight you can go into classroom, the chapter 5 preliminary discovery lab will be there. Do your procedure in your lab notebook, and then tomorrow we do the data collection and the work. Ha ha ha. Other questions on the write-up for bridges? You should have pretty much everything done except maybe doing the picture, so. Okay. All right, so I'll pause this and we'll. Okay, so let me just do this one for the record. In the data section, you should put your ratio in there, and your ratio should be mass supported over the mass of your bridge, because that way you can say my bridge held blah 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 times its own mass. And if you didn't even hold 5 kilograms, then you're done. It's a pretty short data section. Question? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on that? No? Okay. Yes, it matters if it's in grams or kilograms because a ratio is unitless because the units do what? Cancel. So your units have to match.
Well, I mean, did you want them there specifically? Could we choose?
Yeah, because when your ratio is going to be the same. Yeah, your ratio will be the same whether you do it in grams or kilograms. Yeah, and your sig figs are limited because we used my bathroom scale, which only goes to, 3.1 kilograms, 19.5 kilograms, whatever. So you have limited sig figs. If your bridge was broken at Physics Olympics when they announced it in pounds, and you'll get that off the video for you two, and you'll get it off the video for mine. I think that was also 2 sig figs.
Yeah.
I don't know what if they called 102.9, then you'd have 4 sig figs.
Yeah, my bridge was 4 sig figs. They rendered my bridge in 4 sig figs.
Right, but you're limited by the least number of sig figs. So the mass supported would be your limiting factor. Okay.